that you can take with you for the summer and beyond. So let's start with wins. Does anybody have wins over the last week? Tell me something good. It can be that you ate barbecue on Memorial Day, whatever it is. Tell me something good. I know Cindy has something good. She is smiling. We're sharing something good.
I wish I had something good. The last 3 days I've been flat in bed with a migraine. So I'm
Oh,
finally feeling good. So that's why I have a smile on my face.
okay. Well, that's good. You
Yeah.
are beating the migraine. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll share something good and it'll lead me into a free way to lead generate. We talk often about lead generating, doing things that make you happy, doing things that you enjoy. If somebody tells you go have a senior seminar at a senior living community and that makes your skin crawl, don't go have a seminar at a senior living community because you're not going to enjoy that. You're not going to have good results. So I'm working on my fitness. I've been walking every morning very early. Last week, I just put in my social media, hey, St. Louis women, I don't want men, that'd be creepy. St. Louis women, would anyone want to join me for a women's walking club? Gave it a name, something, a little bit official this summer. And I had over like 38 responses. And so then I was like, oh crap, I guess I actually have to do this. And so this morning, let's see if I could pull it up. I made myself a little, I'm going to share with you. I made myself a graphic and I'm making it a thing. Can you see this? Women's Walking Club graphic. I just went into Canva. These are my actual tennis shoes. And I made a schedule. And so it says DM me to request dates and locations. So every Tuesday and Friday in the summer months, I am going to be walking from 6 a.m. till 7 a.m. And I'm just going to invite women to join me. And I truly believe that I will be able to add relationships to my real estate business because of this. One, because people crave community. Two, because I'm doing it in my neighborhood. Every Friday is going to be in my neighborhood. And every Tuesday, I'm going to a park around St. Louis, only within the areas that I want to serve, because it would be silly to drive way outside of my area, my farm, to do this. So I wanted to share that with you because it is a obviously personal goal to work on my health and fitness this summer. Why not bring others along with me and create community around something that I'm already going to be doing? And it's costing me $0. So if you need ideas, if you're feeling like I need to touch my people more, you can take the walking club concept and do it in your community. That was my first thing I wanted to share. Yes, Cindy, are you doing a
Oh,
walking club? Let's hear
um,
it.
last summer, a friend of mine who is in mortgage and has been for years and years, she's also on the Brooklyn Park City Council, and I live in Brooklyn Park. She and I started a walking club Wednesday mornings, and the first time we had like 5 people show up, and then for most of the summer, it was just her and I that walked.
And
We
that's
we had all
okay.
Yeah, all these people were like, "Yeah, I'll be there next week." And oh, I mean, we it created chatter, but we never had anybody show up.
So this was going to be my next point. How can you ensure to create FOMO in your audience? And one of my strategies is going to be to make a reel every single time. So the first one is probably going to have the most people. And so I'm
Mhm.
going to capture all sorts of content of us walking our shoes, maybe some selfies of women together. And then I'm going to post that on Wednesday. Join us on Friday if you missed Tuesday to create FOMO with the people. And then I did take a notes page. So by doing a vote on social media, who would be interested? I took a notes page. Walking Wednesday, here are all my names of
Oh,
people
wow.
that raised their hand. So I'm going to send them a direct invite. Hey, because you reached out on social media, I didn't want you to miss here's where we will be at what time. And a lot of these people live in St. Louis and I've never done a deal with them. And they're raising their hand to say, like, I want to walk with you. So I really, that is my biggest fear. You just affirmed my biggest fear, Cindy.
I'm
But
so
even so,
sorry.
I'm going to be walking by myself anyways.
Right,
So why the
right.
heck not consistently show up for myself for exercise and then keep the invitation open should anybody want to join me? Laurie, what
Yeah.
do you have?
I okay, mine costs a little bit of money, but
Okay.
anyway, I play pickleball and I play in a league. And after we finished our games, I treated, I think there were about 6 people, bought a round of drinks. And one person said, "Why are you doing that?" I said, "Oh, I'm happy. I just had 2 real estate closings today." And she didn't know I was a realtor. And she said, "Oh, my brother-in-law is moving in town and he's looking to buy an acreage. So I'm looking for an acreage for them."
That is amazing. And to your point, yes, it costs money, but it doesn't break the bank to buy a couple people drinks. And even if you don't have the person serendipitously ask, "Why are you doing this?" There are ways to generate conversation so that you're not saying, "By the way, I'm a realtor. Who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate?" Just be normal and organic and use the Ford method. Gosh, Laurie, we're out here on the pickleball court weekly, and I've never asked you about your family. Do you have a family? Oh, that's great. I have 2 kids. They are so crazy. That's why I'm sitting outside. What are you retired? Like, I see you out here a lot. Are you retired? What did you do for work? And just get to know people. And when you ask somebody what they did for work or what they do for work, they're undoubtedly going to ask you. I actually heard in a podcast this week, and I'm going to start utilizing it instead of "What do you do for work?" because that can be such a judgmental statement. Um, how do you spend your time? And that is such a open-ended, if work is important to them, they will tell you. Because if anybody asks me how I spend my time, well, I work a lot, but I love my work. So that's another takeaway from this morning. Write that one down is when you're building relationships, when you have people come walk with you and you don't know them and you want to know them, how do you spend your time? Gosh, Linda, when you're not out here walking with me at 6 a.m., what do you do? And then people can go all sorts of ways with it. Oh gosh, like I love to sew. I love to, oh, my family keeps me busy. Oh, my job. I'm lucky that I even got out for a walk. So I think that's such a good share, Laurie. That's amazing. And I also love pickleball. My mom, who is my showing partner, she plays in a league, and we have 3 clients right now that came from her pickleball league that were never in my sphere. So exactly what I wanted to make the point of this morning, especially as we're entering into summer. I think that the like culture that we live in, especially in the United States, tells us that we have to hustle, 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 hustle. But like, what does it look like to take a step back and be intentional with our activities? And so this walking group that I am starting is a way for me to do that. I know that I will feel 10 times better if I walk just 2 days a week. I'll probably do more. But like, if I'm committing to other people, then I have to walk 2 days a week. And why not just invite people in that if I'm already going to be doing it? So that's what I wanted to share. And then the second thing is summer hours. So for our masterclass at 10, I pre-recorded it and Sherry's going to play it for you. And as I was doing that, I thought, gosh, I hope nobody's upset with me. Gosh, I hope that doesn't dumb down the content. And then I was like, wait a minute. No, this mindset is against everything I believe in. The reason I do summer hours in the summer is because I am a mom of young kids. And most of you are also moms, or you have nieces, nephews. Everybody knows somebody who's been a mom. You all have a mom. And so we know how fast this time goes. And so a non-negotiable that I have in my business is to work only 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the summertime. So from today's my first day of summer hours through August 12th, when my kids go back to school, I condense my schedule so that I can be a mom in the evening. That doesn't mean I'm not doing showings. If my showing director isn't available, I'm paying somebody to do showings. And this goes in my voicemail. It will be a social media post today or tomorrow. It's too cold to get pool content, so might have to pick a pool video from last year. But I did this for the very first time last summer, And it was amazing, the response from my clients. We train people how to treat us. And if this is a non-negotiable for me, then I just set the expectation. I would love to do a listing appointment with you. You know, in the summer, I work summer hours, so I can come early in the morning all the way up to lunchtime. If those don't work for you, I can do a Saturday when my husband's home with our kids, but I can't do evenings. And just like owning that, there was a ton of mindset, like garbage, like, oh my gosh, they're not going to work with me, they're going to go with somebody else. But the more that you just set expectations, let people know why this is your standard, the more that they respect you. And it was actually received so well. So I wanted to just bring the question to you this morning. What are your non-negotiables? I think as we're in build phase and we're trying to get more business and grow, we can often lose sight of why we're doing this anyways. And so I just wanted to challenge everyone to think about their personal and professional and familial non-negotiables, and kind of get back to those. Make this a summer of being intentional with your time, intentional with your lead generation. Only do things that make you excited, bring you life, and establish your non-negotiables so that people don't walk all over you, roll all over you. That's all I have. Who wants to add ahas, questions? Who thinks it's crazy that we could actually have summer hours? How many people have ever tried to get into a doctor and they tell you, I can see you in November? And you're like, okay, put me on the list. It's the same concept. If we are going to elevate ourselves, going from realtors to housing professionals, realtors to productive aging in place specialists, we are valuable professionals and we get to establish what's important to us. We get to establish our schedules. And so um, I just want to encourage you all with that this morning. Who has anything they want to add?
I do have a non-negotiable now, and I started it
Let's hear
again
it.
last week. I'm calling FISBOs.
Amazing. Good for you. I will never do that because I'm a scaredy cat. So I am proud of you.
I love doing FISBOs.
Okay. That's amazing. Thanks for sharing. Bobby, do you have a non-negotiable or something you want to add?
She's on mute.
Thank you, Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. You reminded us of the Ford questions, and that was family, occupation, recreation, and direction, or did I?
Yep. Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Dreams is a little bit grander, but I mean, do you have any travels? What does your travel bucket list look like? Those types of questions. You don't have to ask
Okay.
somebody what are your dreams, but like what do you want to do in the future is the concept there.
Okay. And then I've been listening to James Shaw in the morning,
A
and
great one.
oh my word, yes, because I don't even have a set day that I take off. And so my husband and I have been going over this on doing 1 day off a week, 3 days off a month, preferably over a holiday weekend because other people will be on holiday. And
Mm-hmm.
we don't know if we can do a week per quarter, but we are going to at least try to get out of town once per quarter. So.
That is amazing. And that's what I wanted to bring up this morning. So I'm so glad that's what you're hearing. Olga, I have never met you. Welcome to the call. Sherry Shea, Mid-Michigan, welcome to the call. Tell us where you all are coming in from, more specific than Mid-Michigan, because my whole family is from West Michigan. I would love to meet you. Olga, tell us where you're coming from. But Bobby, thank you so much. That is exactly why I bring up the two things I brought up. For the people that joined a little bit late, I'll just bring you up to speed. I was sharing that this summer is about non-negotiables, both in family and in business. And I am no longer prescribing to lead generation methods that don't bring me joy. And so last week, when I was out for my morning walk, I posted to social media, sweaty, no makeup on, looked a hot mess. And all I did was say, and then St. Louis women who would be interested in a walking group this summer. I got approximately 38 to 40 responses. So now I'm committing to that on Tuesdays and Fridays, and that's going to be free lead generation. And guess what? By 1 o'clock, I will have touched, if not one, three, five people. And that is my purposeful lead generation. So I'm getting my exercise done. I'm getting out early in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I'm spending it with my family. And if you need a Canva template to create something like that, I'm happy to send it to you. Just DM me. But that's what we were talking about. I also want to give you all a heads up before we jump off. This coming month, our calendar should come out tomorrow. But for our members, our master classes, as I mentioned last week, is going to be essentially not, I don't want to call it back to basics. We're calling it the Senior Launch Lab, because say yes if you think we have given you a fire hose and expected you to drink from it. Yes, we understand that. So in June, we have built out, and I'll just give you a little behind the scenes since you're here with me on LFG to show you the thought and intentionality that has gone into this. We have not my bookkeeping, that's awkward. We have a whole senior agent course that we are calling the Senior Launch Lab, where we're going back at the very beginning. We're going to be talking about how to build a personal brand inside of this business, whether you want seniors to be a pillar of your existing business or if you want to blow the whole thing up and create a senior focused business. So we're going to start from the very beginning. And even though we've done some classes here and there, we're going to do a stepwise process and how to build in a senior pillar or senior focused business. So we're starting with building a brand. We're going to talk about senior living options. You can see how in detail we're going in these sections. We're talking about Paul's board of directors model and other partner relationships that you might not already be tapping into. Protecting seniors' wealth with topics like DSTs, which stands for Delaware Statutory Trust, 1031 exchanges, probate, trust, will, the Medicaid look back period, what we need to know about that as housing professionals, how to avoid capital gains. And then we're doing a whole week on lead generation. And then our bonus week, which I'm so excited about, is going to be hot seat coaching and workshopping. So instead of showing up for content, we're all just going to workshop together all the things that we've learned. So that is what's coming for members in the month of June. Of course, we're still going to have this free LFG call to get our butts into motion every day. But for the month of June into July, so the next 6 weeks, we're doing the Senior Launch Lab inside the membership. And it's really intended to take us all back to ground one so that we can build together instead of being all over the place. Any questions for me before I set you free?
I have a completely unrelated question.
I love it. Hit me.
I was invited super last minute to participate in a senior resource fair. All of the YMCAs are doing it. And it's the publisher of Senior Blue Book in our area. I partner with her on a lot of things. And she invited me to be there. Well, of course, it's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I don't have a ton of time to prep. I do have rack cards. I was gonna do a prize drawing. Thoughts on what that prize might be? I mean, right now I'm thinking, a $50 Visa gift card because that's easy, fast, and universal appeal. But any thoughts on
so
what I can do quickly?
I am a foodie and I love to eat. No surprises there. The last two senior fairs I did a $100 gift card to a local restaurant of your choice. Like I made a little poster, put my logo on it, and then my my handout said there was I did it very quickly. Again, I was doing it like the day before, and then I cut little half sheets, and it said name, phone number, and email. Those are the 3 data points I captured. And then I had checks like services you would be interested in, a free downsizing resource, a free home safety assessment. And now that you have learned about Dwell Safe, you could go and do a whole home safety thing and it could turn into a lead for you. You could offer an aging in place consult. And then the very last one said, I'm just here for the gift card. And then I put like, no shame in that with a smiley face. And I got so many people inquiring about a home safety assessment, about downsizing consultation. So that has worked for me, where it's very salesy. It's not, it's coming from contribution. Hey, I have this gift card and you can raise your hand and say, I'm just here for the gift card. I'm going to pick a name, but you'll get at least 10, 20, 30 names and phone numbers doing that.
Okay. So when you said it is their restaurant of choice, once you pick the winner, you say what restaurant and then you give them a gift
Yep.
card. I mean,
Yep. Yeah.
easy.
And
Okay.
I just like, I said local because I didn't want to buy somebody like an Applebee's gift card, but nobody, I've only done it twice and both times they went for like a local place.
Uh-huh.
But if somebody picked Applebee's, of course, you're not going to tell them no. I just like to support local.
Right. Okay.
Another
So
thing
that's my
that
idea. I don't know if anyone has, yeah,
No,
Linda.
that's awesome.
another thing that I've done, Cindy, is I've given away like a 2 or 3 hour professional home organizer
Mhm.
so that it really ties into the downsizing and decluttering part. And so I
Right.
partnered with a home organizer to provide that service.
I do love that idea. And if I had more than 12 hours, I probably would explore that a little bit further. But
Do you work with a downsizer at all?
I have 3 different people that I have met with, and I don't feel like any of them are like a partner. I feel like I could call them up and it would be fine, but I don't have anybody that I would consider a board of directors or that I have really partnered with.
Yeah, and I guess when I did it, I didn't have them as board of directors, and I looked at it as kind of a draw in to the scope of the work that we do
Right.
with selling people's homes, and you could put it down and not know which organizer you want to
That's
partner with.
true. That is
I
true.
mean, you
Yeah.
just, it's like we'll get the right fit for you. It's and figure it out afterwards.
Yeah.
Another thing that I did and you got a short window, I invited people to I did a resource fair last October, and I invited people to an event. So I created my own event. I reserved a room at the library. So at the last minute, I'm like, oh, invite them to an event. So on that little checklist, do you want to come to a downsizing class at the library? And maybe you don't have a date or time, or it was another way of getting them to give me their contact information.
Okay. Awesome. I appreciate that. And by the way, I have tried downsizing events and it's not my thing. Yeah, I mean, when I can partner with someone else and kind of, but yeah, I've just had so few people show up that I moved on to some other stuff.
I have not executed yet, but I'm in the planning phase of a virtual, kind of like a downsizers club, but doing it all on Facebook because I am staggered by the stats that Facebook users are all boomers and majority, not all. But I had a post last week. Some of you commented on it. I just watched this lady in front of me at the Cardinals game go back and forth between Facebook and realtor.com. And she had her font so big. I was not even trying to be nosy, but it was right in front of my face. And it was such an aha. Like, this woman is all over Facebook. And what if I could make the same exact content that we do at our seminars so accessible and non-scary? Like, they could just take it all from a Facebook group. So I am targeting people locally in a virtual Facebook group type community. I'll be able to report back probably in the fall how that is going, but that's an idea for you if you don't want to wait for my results and don't love to do the in-person events. So any other questions, ahas? I am frankly freezing, so I'm going to end this call if we don't have anything else.
Thanks, Gretchen.
Yes, go
Thank
forth and
you.
be awesome. I posted, somebody asked about the Dwell Safe call. The replay will be posted in the members Facebook group and on Kajabi today. If you are not a member and want that, just shoot me a message and I'll see about getting you a copy, maybe. If not, have a great day.
You too.